All right, let's just get this out of the way really quick. If you're looking for a good review on this movie, look somewhere else because this is not going to be good at all. This is Mother of Tears, the third film in the Three Mothers trilogy from Dario Argento. Now, I watched this weeks ago, and I just keep trying to fucking get to this review. And for some reason, it took me like 3 watches to even finish this thing. So, I don't know what the fuck is that going on with this. I don't even know where the disc is. So I'm like all over the goddamn place. So whatever. You know, the problem with this film is that it has no fucking style. It has no style. His films don't make a ton of sense. So I'm kind of used to that. But like, look at Suspiria, look at Inferno, and then look at this. Like, really, just fucking turn off the audio. Just turn off the audio altogether. Don't pay attention to the story. Don't pay attention to fucking shit. You know? Just watch the film. Then throw on the audio and listen to the music with the visuals. And then you can watch it normally or whatever. My point being is that this film has no fucking style. There's no Argento in this film to me. Like, this feels like somebody who just grabbed Asha Argento and made a third film in the Three Mothers trilogy and was like, I don't want to do Argento style. So it's very interesting because the film doesn't really have any relation to the other films. There is a mention of Susan Bannion. So there is a connection to a degree, but very little. Only really that name drop, and then of course the connection of the mothers, which I wrote down here, Mater Suspiriama, which is Helena Marcos, from Suspiria, obviously. Mater Brahma, however, and that's from Inferno, and this is Mater Lakyarma, how the fuck, however you say that. So you hear that in the other films. So there is that connection, but there really is very little to do with the other films. And the thing that the other 2 films have in common, the most thing they have in common, is the aesthetic style and music of the films. And that's what really sells those films for me. I'm not super engaged by the stories of Suspiria or Inferno. I'm super engaged by the style and the music and the graphic violence and all that stuff. I love it. And with this one, you do get some graphic violence. You do. And the first maybe like 30 minutes, I was actually pretty into it. But that last act and the middle act and then even especially the last act are just so very lackluster to me. I was watching the first 30 minutes and I was like, I actually quite like this. Man, this gets shit on. And I have seen it before, but it's been a long time. There's only one thing I remember from this movie, outside of Asha Argento being in it, is someone eating someone's intestines through their asshole. Like, they're like pulling it out of their asshole and eating it. I vividly remember that, and I was like, I can't wait to see this again. And yes, it is there. I didn't have anywhere near as a visceral reaction as I did the first time I saw that, because I knew it was coming probably, but because it also wasn't all that crazy to me this time around. It just looked like a tube coming out of someone's ass and they were just kind of like gnawing on it. So I don't know, but the first time I saw it, I was like, is that what I think it was? That was crazy. Now the film looks good. Like, the quality, the production value looks pretty high to the film, but just because the film looks good doesn't mean that there's any style to it. So that's an issue. And let's see. I haven't looked at any of these notes in a couple weeks. So I like that when she gets the box, there's this like box that comes, and there's this, I think it's like a nun or something, if I remember correctly, and she's like melting wax over it. And then there's like a buildup of wax along the edge of this box that they send. It's thick. It's fucking thick and fat. And I'm like, all from a candle? Oh my god, how much time did that take to build up a crust all the way around that box? That was so fucking funny when I saw how thick it was. After they were dropping, there was just like little bits of candle wax that are like kind of going along the edges. And then when they get it, it's like this thick band that's like consistent all the way around. I'm like, you couldn't make a consistent band like that with a fucking candle. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That was funny. Anyways, then there's 3 figures in that box, which represent the 3 mothers, of course. The first death in the movie is brutal. This broken mouth, disemboweled, stabbed. Awesome. Just awesome. This is what you want to see. And you're like, oh, please, let the whole movie be like this. I can forgive the lack of style if there's just tons of kills like this. Just go for fucking pure brutality. Go for gore. But that's not really what we get. We do get some kills. Don't get me wrong. There are some good ones in here. But the story just becomes so disjointed, the style is not there, and the kills aren't enough and plenty enough, and Asha is not very good in this movie. So yeah. And I like how Asha's character, she goes to this guy and she's like, I don't want to be alone tonight. I can't even imagine an Asha Argento in her prime coming to me and being like, I don't want to be alone tonight. I'd be like, you don't have to be. Your knight is here. I've got you. You're going to be okay. And she finds this like towel. She calls it a talisman, but it's more of like a shroud or like a fucking... It's cloth. It goes... But she refers to it as a talisman. I thought a talisman was like a, an actual jewelry metal piece. I guess I don't know what a talisman is, but that's what she refers to it as. And I thought it was cloth. Can a talisman be cloth? Whatever. Anyways, we have this the mater, however the hell you say her name, putting it on to her naked body, and she's got a fucking phenomenal body. Oh my good god. And then as soon as that happens, the town just goes mad, and some woman like chucks a kid right over a bridge, and the kid like hits its head on the way down, flipping. Oh man, it looks like that scene in Tenet. You'll know if you've seen it. It's just like, Jesus Christ, that was a child. That's brutal. You're only going to see that kind of stuff in Italian cinema like this, which is great. And then we've got the Asian chick who has like a blackened tooth that looks just dreadful, who becomes kind of an antagonist until her head is completely smashed in. That's great. That's another great kill. Does it look realistic? No. Is it graphic and over the top? Yes. Give me more of that all day. Love it. And then there's like voices in Asha's head that she's hearing, and she's like, she does what's told of her, and then she becomes invisible to sight, and this guy's like looking for her right in the corner of the library, and for some reason he just keeps like standing there, and he's just like looking, and he's like right in the corner of something. She's like right there, and she's like, oh my god, and he's just right there, and he's just like looking around, and it's like, what the fuck is he looking for? What is he looking for? He smells her? He senses her? Is he fucking Spider-Man? Like, why would he just be standing there and being so close and looking? He's like fucking a foot away from the books. He's like, that was so stupid. That was just purely for tension, right? Like, oh my god, he's so close. Oh my god, is he going to find her? She's sitting there. She's trying to be quiet. Oh, duh. There's no fucking reason that guy would do that. There's no reason. If he thought she was in that corner, he'd be feeling around with his hand, right? So you'd touch her. He wouldn't just be like, oh, there's a corner of a bookshelf. But these kinds of movies, you gotta forgive this kind of stuff. And I know I get a lot of shit. I'll get a bunch of thumbs down on this video. I always do when I do Argento, because I'm not like pretentiously breaking down all the 17 fucking meanings and all this shit, because I'm not that smart. So I can't do it. Okay, I just watch them as films and I talk about them just like a normal person would. Anyway, let's see. The head crush on the train is great. Mother Suspiriana, Mother of Sighs, Mother of Pain isn't the one in Inferno, and of course this is the Mother of Tears. Actually, actually talks about Susie Bannion. I was really real surprised to hear that name drop in here. And Udo Kier is in this film as well, but from what I could tell, he's not the same dude. I'd have to look it up, but yeah, they hack at Udo's face. Like his face is just fucking racked, and then he like cuts his own neck. It's great. That's a great kill sequence. So good gore. There is good gore. It's not a plenty where I'm like completely transfixed on that the whole time. That makes this film watchable to me. I don't hate this movie. This movie just falls very short of being the end cap of this trilogy, with Suspiria being, such a iconic film, being so beloved and aesthetically pleasing to say the least, and Inferno being a very bizarre but cool follow-up, and then this one just kind of misses the mark for me in a lot of ways. And random flasher, babe, why not me? That's my note. So it must have been a babe who like is flashing her tits, and I'm like, why not me? Like, why am I not seeing that? I don't fucking remember that at all. That's funny. There's a lot of tits in this movie, though. I can remember that. And they're, all of them are amazing. There's just some beautiful women in this film. So it's got that going for it. And then there's a scene where they're just eating the innards of a child. So you got that going for it. The movie's definitely fucked up in some places. There's a dream within a dream in this movie. Boo. Boo on that. Boo on that. I've never liked it. I don't like dream sequences unless they're like really earned, which is tough. And I sure as fuck don't like dreams within dreams. Even In the Mouth of Madness, which I love. I don't like when Trent wakes up and then he's on the couch and he wakes up again. I don't like the dream within a dream shit. It's not good scare setups to me, like where the audience is relieved, like, oh, he woke up finally, he's out of that nightmare, and then there's something again, they're like, oh my god, it's still going, how can it be? And he wakes up again, and you're like, I have a false sense of security. I don't know. I don't like fake outs. That's what it really comes down to. I think it's cheap. Manipulation tactics from the director, and they know better. Like, I'm going to get some cheap shit into the movie, but it's not going to actually matter. So we're tricking you. We're pretending that this is happening, and then we don't have the balls to carry through with it, because then we won't have much film left if we kill our main character, And it's no. For me, 99% of the time, I want what happens to happen, no matter how fucking crazy it is, no matter how much, it might hurt the progression of the story because your main character's dead or, something. I don't care. If you're going to do it in the film, fucking have the balls to continue to keep going with that. Don't just be like, oh, it's just a dream. Fuck dreams. It's very hard to earn a dream for me in a movie. It really is. Unless that's like the setup of the film, or if it's Nightmare on Elm Street as my shirt, or fucking Inception or something, like if that's like the premise of the film, then that's different. But just like here's a gag and here's the scare and here's the death that you weren't expecting, and then they're like, psych, fuck that. That's bullshit, because you go, oh my god, I can't believe that happens, and then they pull the rug. So stupid. I hate it. I put more tits here, and then I put more tits here as well with a heart next to it. There's a fuck ton of tits in here. If I'm writing it that many times, holy hell. I wrote the word tits like 3 or 4 times in these notes. Jesus Christ, man. My nudity desires can't seem to ever be quenched. My good God. And there is, oh my god, I put tits again. There's a spear up someone's vagina. Then I put more tits. Yeah, spear up a vagina. God damn, man. Brutal. And making this movie seem like a lot gorier than it is. But the gore when it is there is great. It's just not like every fucking 2 minutes. It's just, what is there is good, though. What is there is good. And that's the strongest part of this film. And then the nudity would be second. And then there is a sex and shower scene that is very provocative. And this is something I know that Argento gets a decent amount of shit for. Is that he puts his daughter in his film, and he has her get naked on camera and fuck people or get raped, like in the Stendhal syndrome. Or it's like, wow, this is, I don't, not many people are going to do that. So he gets flack for that, because it's like, what is going on here? Do you want to fuck your daughter? Like, what's happening here? And I've tried to talk about that in the past, but I've got accused of some shit when I'm just trying to have a rational conversation about it. Like, well, isn't it over in Europe nudity not a big thing? And someone's like, oh, no way, man, you're a fucking pervert, you're probably a pedophile, this, and I'm like, what the fuck, for asking a question? Wow, people are crazy. So I don't know what it is, but I mean, I'm not going to complain seeing her naked, for sure, or in a sex scene. So I'm not really that worried about it, but it's still kind of odd. It's still kind of odd to me, the American. And what the fuck? See some squigglies in her eye. Yeah, there's like, when they get it close up, there's like squigglies like going on in her eyeball. It's a pretty cool shot. And then, yeah, the eating of the intestines out of the ass is wild. And then there's a knife up the back, which looks really good. I remember that gag. Real good gore there. And then we get like one of the lamest anticlimactic events. She just like takes that robe or the talisman or shroud or whatever the fuck it is. She takes it off this, mater, however you say her name, and she just throws it in the fire, and that's it. It's over. You just burn that thing, it's done. That's all. And yeah, I mean, all it took was disrobing a woman. I'm the man for the job. They shouldn't have sent her. They should have sent me. You got to get clothes off of a woman. I can handle that, okay? I got you. I can save the world. If that's the task that saves the world, I'm your fucking guy, okay? So if anybody has, like, they find out the world's going to end and what needs to be done is clothes needs to be taken off of a beautiful woman, I am your guy, okay? I'm your dude. So just let me know where to be. And then there's this like total cesspool of bodies. Just they fall into all these bodies in this water. It's disgusting and amazing and awesome. And that's great stuff there. But then they come up from the sewers against this horrendous green screen. Oh my God, it looks so fucking bad. And then they just start laughing. They just start laughing like, oh my God, we just saved the world and we just saw tons and tons and tons of people dying. Like, yeah, we'll totally be fine. Maybe it's madness. Maybe it's celebratory. I have no fucking clue. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if this one's really all that confusing, to be honest. Like, I guess it's pretty straightforward. I mean, I'm not really sure why they're after her specifically. Like, there seems to be people that are coming for her, like that Asian chick with the blackened tooth that she crushes her head on the train. Like, I'm not like sure why they even have any interest in her, like what her relevance is. And they like make it seem like she's killing people. Maybe because she has the ability, right? Because she's getting the voices. I haven't put any thought into this at all. So people who know this film are gonna be like, "You're an idiot." That's fine. I am an idiot. But whatever. Just thinking back about the film that I watched weeks ago. I was kind of not understanding that, but I guess because she has the voice in her head and she has the ability. But anybody could burn that fucking robe, right? I mean, it's not really that hard to do. So I don't really know what power she uses. Maybe because she uses like a stick or something, like takes it off of her and then like throws it in the fire. It's not like she like uses some spell, does she? I mean, not that I remember. I don't remember her having any special ability outside of like making herself invisible in the corner so that the detective could sniff the fucking book corners. I don't fucking know what he was doing. So yeah, I don't really understand what like her purpose is and like why they're after her exactly. But whatever. As I said, I'm an asshole and I'm an idiot, and I don't even fucking remember half of this movie, but that's what you get. So, um, yeah, it's funny when I went to watch this, I went to watch it with the intention of covering like Suspiria and Inferno again, and maybe even giving the Argento films another visit because I feel like my reviews on them are pretty moronic, just because I just don't get them. And I'm trying to sit there, but that's kind of my channel. That's the fun of it. I don't really care if people think I'm a fucking moron. Um, I just enjoy talking about them in this kind of I don't get it kind of way. Um, but yeah, it's entertaining in places, but as a whole, definitely a letdown from the other two films. So if you got the explanation for everything, let me know below or link me to something. I even read the wiki page with the plot where it like details everything out. I read it like a week ago, but I remember reading it and being like, yeah, I still didn't glean anything from this that I had uh, got for myself from watching it. So I don't understand why she's the one being tracked, but whatever. Anyways, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of tits. There's some good gore. It's worth a watch, but it's no Suspiria. Anyways, adios.